Thank you for your company on this Sunday morning. Well, they were there to find love, but the couples on Married at First Sight have got more than they bargained for. With catfights and scandals consuming the group, this is the most explosive season of the hit show so far, and by far, I would suggest. Relationship expert Mel Schilling joins us now from London with her take. Lovely to see you, Mel. It's the relationships between the contestants rather than the couples that have really taken centre stage this season. Are you surprised at how it's all played out? It's been nasty.
Look, it has. And I have to say, I'm not entirely surprised because we've noticed that each year in the experiment, as it's developed and really matured, the social dynamic has become more and more and more of a character in the whole drama. So, yes, you know, we're interested in what happens with the couples and in those intimate relationships, but it's that broader social dynamic that has become more and more important.
They've been away from family and friends for almost 10 weeks now, sitting around talking about their relationships 24/7. Without these kind of normal connections, is it hard to feel and act like yourself? It must be.
Look, what we find is as the experiment progresses, people tend to become more like themselves. They actually let their guards down. So, look, you're right, they've been away from their normal support network for 10 weeks. But what they've also been within is this extremely bizarre, social dynamic that is pressuring them from every possible direction. And what we find is that people can't keep the mask up for that long. And by the time we get to this point now, the real business end of the experiment, the masks are starting to drop and we're seeing those real personalities coming through.
Yeah. We're getting to the pointy end of the experiment, emotions running high. We've had the nudie-rudie photo scandal, the affair. I mean, do you think it all comes down to the pressure of making a final decision?
Look, that's definitely part of it. You look at each and every one of our contributors now and the pressure is on and it starts to show in a number of different ways. Like all of us, we all have different ways of responding to pressure. But ultimately, they are facing this incredible decision about whether or not to continue with this relationship outside of the experiment. And I think people's true colours are starting to show.
Yeah. Tonight, Mel, the final dinner party billed as the Last Supper. I believe you experts are planning to crash the night and dish out some tough questions, yeah?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We don't leave them alone. Not for a moment. It's quite fun to watch because they all come into the dinner party tonight saying, oh, it's going to be so relaxed. It's going to be drama-free. It's just a small group of us. Until we enter the room and actually share another version of, the honesty box. And this is where we really get each couple to really rip the Band-Aid off and have those really tricky conversations about things that are perhaps still left on the table and haven't been discussed as yet. So our goal for tonight is to make sure no one leaves that table with anything unsaid.
That is quite the sell, Mel Schilling. Thank you for your time. We will not miss the final dinner party. MAFS airs tonight, The Last Supper at 7 p.m.